My buddy Joseph just left my living room. He's got a wedding today for his friend. I've known Joseph. Joseph's from the UK. I don't hold it against him. From the States now. I constantly tease him about being British because a lot of my friends, camera, are British here in Medellin. He's got a wedding today. Him and his beautiful family, his wife and his son, they move tomorrow actually back to the UK. Joseph's been here 6 years. I've known him 5.5. I had no intention to make this particular video today. Just, I want to share a story and some things about what my beliefs are and what I've seen and what my experiences and what it means to be a man, and share a bit about Joseph. Joseph is a chef, or was a chef, I should say, from the UK. He's a coach, and he also works in sales now. But he was a chef on all these boats, yachts around the world, boats that are, $50 million, or yachts, I should say. And he's a dude I met. Somehow we got in some chat. We were texting each other back in early 2020, or maybe late 2019, something like that. And we're texting each other, and I used to host Combo. I don't know if you can see any of the points on it, probably not. It's a frog medicine detox thing, to not go into a whole bunch of detail. I'll make another video about it. I'm not a shaman. The shaman comes in. I would be in charge of all the other stuff, handling the little details and water, toilet paper, these kind of fun things. And met Joseph there. And Joseph's like, wait a minute, you're the guy who has all the numbers and connections in Medellin and the biohacking stuff and then this and that? I'm like, yeah. He's like, whoa, I just ended up in your living room and we haven't even met? And Joseph's someone I've had a lot of love and a lot of respect for, and it keeps growing. Being in different personal development environments as guys, we can sometimes find more of one or the other side, right? Like we're in some seminar where it's hard charging, get the result, business, produce the result. Guys that have it sometimes have a lot of mental issues because they're mentally and emotionally unstable. Their soul is not settled, to say the least, or they're not connected to their heart. They're connected to their balls, but they've got the result. They've got the girl, or girls generally, those when we're in that stage, just kind of casually dating or don't want to commit, or in more of a dynamic where you want to control the woman, not that she can really trust your leadership to actually surrender to you. Those are super different, two different universes. And it's the very masculine energy without the connection to your heart and the essence of who you are. And then on the other end, you get, and I've done a lot of this stuff too, a bunch of it, you get the sharing circle, the cacao ceremony, the ayahuasca, the meditation thing, the whatever, the sound bowl healing. And you can get guys that have learned about their emotions or their hearts, but they've lost their balls. To me, I've found that both those environments, if you stay in just one or the other, you'll feel and you'll know something in you is incomplete as a man. You'll know, something in you knows, okay, I have the result, I have the money, but like, why aren't I fulfilled? Or you'll be the guy at the spiritual things that has a bunch of female friends, but none of them like you like that, bro. Like, you're not dating any of them. You've been at way too many ayahuascas. You're that really safe seeming, because you're actually not safe. You're emotionally safe, but you're actually not primally safe. They're two totally different things. But you seem safe on the surface. Those are usually the nice guys that freak out and break down and go crazy later, because they are safe on the surface, but there's so much suppression underneath there. Why I wanted to open with the story of Joseph is Joseph's someone I really love and respect that embodies both. I wasn't going to tell this part, but since it popped in and you're listening at minute 5, Joseph and I were at a seminar online years ago, probably 4 years ago. And it was turning into a pitch-a-thon of sales stuff, which teach their own, but it was a little much. We're like, we're done for the day. It's 10 o'clock at night. They're probably going to be selling this stuff for 2 more hours. And we watched Saving Private Ryan. I'll never forget it. It was literally a defining moment in my life. And I don't remember which one of us said it. I think I did, but I'm not sure. It could be him. There's this really gruesome scene where there is the guy, I believe it's a Jewish American guy, with a German guy on top of him, and they're on the second floor of this building. He's about to stab him, and they're fighting. You can see, they're shaking, and it's hard to watch. It's one of the hardest scenes in any movie to watch, in my opinion. And there's a dude from another state, another American guy. He's on the stairs, and he's having and rightfully so, he's fucking having a nervous breakdown with the rifle shaking. The German guy kills the Jewish guy, stabs him, and the German guy walks down, sees the guy who clearly tried to come up to defend his buddy, who now knows he's dead, who's sitting there in, shame and fear. And the German guy looks at him just with disgust, you're not even worth the bullet. I'm watching this with my buddy Joseph. And I'll have to ask Joseph after I film this video. One of us said to the other, it's who would you trust in a fight in our peer group? And we happen to know a lot of same people. Some are close friends. Some are buddies that are kind of más o menos, we know a little bit. And then some are acquaintances, people we barely know, or, almost maybe strangers. We went through all these guys. It was a binary thing. This guy is an asset in a street fight, or this guy's a liability. Joseph, if I'm being totally transparent, I am in this, Joseph was way more direct about it. I was too, but I could feel the internal conflict of well, he's a good person, kind of my inner nice guy, just being weak, call it what it is. And well, he's a good, he's nice and he's trying. And I'm no, he's a wimp. It's not me here to figure out his life. It's also not me here to judge him. But when it comes to his balls, he's not really connected to him, or he's not. And it was weird. We must have went through 25 or 30 people. Every single answer was the same. You might now think about, who do you know in your life? Do they really have your back? Now, you might say, Phil, it's 2025. What about a street fight? That's not the day and age we live in. It's true and it's not true. Shit happens, and it's our sacred responsibility as a man to be able to be there, to back up our family, and to handle shit. This is a weird, gross fact. You know what child molesters look for? They look for a house where a father's not present. They know that kid's vulnerable because dad's not around, because dad's not strong. I've also been with Joseph, and we've been on ayahuasca retreats, bufo, combo, probably mushrooms, yeah, I think so. Shared, whether it's been one-on-one smoking a Cuban in my living room, or at his finca, or men's circles in the past, and seeing each other in our shit and going through it in finances, in relationships, in women, in his case, wife, kids, all kinds of stuff, you name it, health stuff, all kinds of opportunities, problems, issues, and being there and being able to, have my back and talk about it. Because those things, despite modern day, new age, spiritual stuff for dudes, a lot of things that we're going through as men, we need other men. Does your girlfriend or wife or next girlfriend want you to be emotionally available? Yes, almost always. How do you navigate that? It's not an easy answer, but we need to handle our stuff on our own, or in a men's circle, or with a coach most of the time. It's kind of like if you're driving a car and you're so emotionally distraught you can barely drive. It comes to a point in the woman's mind where you can't drive. You might still be in the driver's seat, but she knows once you get gas, hey, maybe she won't even tell you that you're too fearful and you're showing up A good way to say it is you're disconnected from your power. You're not being who you really are. So it's a balance of, I use the getting in a fight example because it illustrates balls. And sharing, whether it's with your friends, men's group, or wife, because it illustrates heart. It can illustrate messy emotions as well, which is different for a men's group or with friends, especially specifically guy friends, versus bringing a lot of anxiety or fear and dumping that into your relationship. Ask me how I know? I've done both. I've been in relationships where I was so in love and so freaked out and thought, even though I didn't think this at the time, years and years past, that my girlfriend needed to be my life coach, it had disastrous results. And I talked to another guy, a client the other day. He's going through the same thing. His girlfriend or his wife doesn't trust and respect him anymore. And for some things, she shouldn't. My intention in making this video today, if you're still watching it, 11:11 as that goes off, if that means something or it doesn't, we'll find out. Do you have the right guys in your corner? Do you have another man that will love you, but also challenge you and go, bro, I know you're going through a hard time and you said you want this and it's not gonna be easy. Like, I care so much about who you're becoming that I don't care about your fucking excuses, and helps you and holds you accountable or challenges you and pushes you through that. Not from a military beat the shit out of you or some kind of crazy initiation. You see it on the internet. One just killed someone recently. Probably not the best program. Anyways, moving on. But where it has equal parts balls and heart, and it actually, if there was a mathematical equation, it would have more balls. Because as you're really connected to your power as a man, you need both. You can't have one or the other. So, just a little sentimental as I was saying goodbye to my buddy Joseph and reflecting on all our crazy journeys, and wanted to make sure you know who you're hanging out with, and make sure it's someone that can help take your life to the next level and really support you. Because you can have the guys that'll push you in business and are totally disconnected and they're having affairs and they're addicted to drugs and they're all messed up. Or you can have the guys that are into woo-woo spirituality or talking about how they went to a pyramid in Egypt and they need to open their relationship or some goofy shit and they've lost their balls. You need balls and heart. Like my homie Joseph.